Welcome back, everybody.
That's so good.
Episode 3 of The Good,
The Bad,
and the 30.
Yeah. And today we're going to have a very intentional conversation about
Love
friends.
intent.
No, for sure.
Friendship
For sure.
and the transitions as you age.
That's good.
Yeah. How you guys feeling about that conversation?
I'm here.
You're here.
I'm
okay.
present.
I think it's very necessary.
For sure.
But it can, probably be deep.
Yeah.
But again, necessary.
Yeah.
And we love necessary.
Trigger warning. We love our friends as women.
All down.
We feel things, I think it's oftentimes a conversation about why men relationships, friendships are so much easier, but we won't get onto them right now today. But as a woman, we hold our friendships near and dear. We take it very serious.
Yes, absolutely.
We pour in and we expect to be poured back into. And I definitely think that as we age, it's when we realize that some people just have to be let go of, Sometimes people just grow apart. And friendship breakups are hard.
It's so
mental.
hard.
They're so hard.
Especially when it's unsudden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For someone that you've loved and poured your time into.
Yeah.
So hard.
Yeah, for sure. I think I've definitely cried. I've mourned friendship.
For sure.
But there's also been so much love and joy in creating new friendships. Especially into your 30s. I think, people used to be no new friends.
Yeah.
New friends.
No.
I don't know how y'all feel about that, but me, I'm always welcoming new friends, especially because I feel I'm always growing.
Yeah,
so
we're always changing.
I'm always willing to meet people where they are and where I am and see where we connect and different things like that. So let's talk about the evolution of friendship in your 30s. How do you stay connected with old friends while making room for new ones?
That's so good. This is such a good topic.
Let's get into it.
I think for me, blending, I'm the type of person that okay, I got friends over here and I have friends over here. Let's all come together.
A Disney
and
Channel
I need y'all to be friends.
Mix-up episode.
I
love the Disney Channel mix-up episode.
I think that because I take friendships so seriously.
Yeah.
Because I feel that's a sisterhood. You love them. Sometimes I love them more than men.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's just I take that so seriously. And when it's friendships on this side that I've met in a different stage of my life than the friendships over here, I'm I want us all to come together. I want us all to be friends so that we can all hang out together and do everything together. But I'm always for blending friendships.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am too. I will say, as I got older, I learned to do that more. I did used to have this is my first college friends. This is my second college friends. This is my middle school friends. This is my work friends. And then, you have events and you have things. And I feel every event or phase in life I have, I think you were saying earlier, I take at least a friend from each phase of my life.
Yeah.
Not purposely, but it's just somebody I connect with. And it's just I don't want to let you go. And then these are my other friends. And I will say, I know a lot of, it's a stigma on blending different females, relationships, oh, you her friend, things like that. But I will say it has worked out a lot where we've kind of my blended friends became our own little friend group, which I love so much. But yeah, blending friends is something I learned to do as I got older, because when I was younger, specifically in my 20s, I felt I had to keep everything separated because they don't know them and they not from, but it's
and I think
if you love me, I love you.
Yeah.
I want to meet your friends. I want you around my friends.
Yeah.
Because your friends say a lot about who you are.
Yeah.
So.
And I think so too. In our younger years, we had a lot more time.
Yeah.
A lot more time to have time with these friends.
Yeah, the separation.
Time for having these friends. Like now it's like, babes, let's all come together.
I got one time to meet, come together.
Yeah, I don't have a whole weekend to be bouncing around.
Yeah.
We gotta.
I'm gonna see you at 5 o'clock. I'm gonna see you at 7. Like, let's come together, meet at a common space.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I feel like I can speak to like the positives of blending friends because isn't that how I mean, we're cousins.
Yeah, we're cousins
for sure, but we're also cousins.
No, for sure.
Well. So like, I feel like blending friendships and like bringing people together from all walks of life is how I made it here.
No, seriously.
I
was about to say that's how I met Lex too. Blending friendships.
Because one of my best friends was cool with her. They had a radio show together in college, and that is crazy.
That's
I didn't think
literally
about it like
how I
that.
met you.
And
Yeah,
they were friends, and then we lived together. But even when, remember before they moved in, like we had that summer together, and I'm like, oh, I like her, and we just became cool. I am such a girl's girl.
Yeah.
That it can be a pro and a con, but I will say, like, I just love women. Like, I love women, and I feel like we can all learn from each other.
Yeah.
We can all bounce off each other. You don't have to be like me. For me, a lot of women are like that. Like, oh, we don't vibe together. She not like me. We don't got the same personality. No, I like women who aren't like me too as well, because it's like, okay, you have a different perspective. You have different, everything in life. Yeah, we can learn from one another, and I feel like that's why, like, I'm a girl's girl, like, and I can tell off the rip when a girl is a girl's girl. And if I see that you are, babes, we're fine. We're good.
Yeah.
Like, do y'all have, like, Instagram friends?
Yeah.
Like, you probably never hung out with them ever in life.
Children grow up.
Yes, they be like, look at my niece.
Exactly. Like, no, for sure.
Ain't never met them in
shout out to you. They shout me out.
Right.
They hyping one another up. Like, yes, friend, for sure.
I love that about social media too.
Yeah.
Because you got connections with people you probably would never meet.
For sure. So. But they're such sweethearts.
They are.
Like,
they're genuine people because you can show they're showing genuine love.
Yeah.
Genuine
like
support for you. You don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember before I moved to Atlanta, I was like reaching out to certain people or just kind of like trying to get a feel of like what to expect, and I was joining all these organizations and stuff, and this girl, she was a photographer, and she actually was moving to Chicago as I was moving to Atlanta. So we still keep in touch to this day. Like, we hype each other up, like you would
you doing it.
I love that.
One another in person, but like we like, I see you, girl.
Right.
Like, we just there for like moral support and stuff like that. Like, I tell her where to go in Chicago. She's sending me good vibes in Atlanta. So I love that. I love that.
I love those relationships.
Now, how many people were at the Galentine's event? Because I know one of y'all friends' birthdays. Is it today or?
Yeah, it is today. The friend that we literally was just talking about that we met.
Like, I was definitely networking. First of all, I'm a PR girly, of course, so I like to mesh with the best of them. But I feel like that was such a good event.
I agree.
Was to be so many women, like the vibes were up here.
I think it was 25. 22 girls.
Everybody looked beautiful.
It was so good.
Everybody came to have a good time.
Yes.
It was a great.
I stepped back. Me and my cousin Taylor, we stepped back and looked like, look at what's happening. These girls have never met each other. They're hugging, laughing, besties. And I still get messages to this day from people from the Galentine's like, do another one. That was fun. Like, because we need that girls time.
Yes, for sure.
And sometimes, yes, it's cool to do it with your intimate friends, but like, that's a space where it was intimate, but also like kind of ish public, but you at somebody's house, but you can actually have a conversation with somebody.
Everybody was in their corners.
Yes, get to know. And then it was like everybody was rotating. It was kind of like a blind dating in a sense. Like,
it was so fun.
And I thought that was just so beautiful because even still to this day, they're like, who was your friend that did this? Oh, I love her. Yeah. Like, that's my girl. Yeah. Like, I just, again, back to being a girl's girl. Mm-hmm. These are women I identified that can blend with other women. Yeah. And it's not common.
Yeah. Yeah. I can attest to that. That was an amazing time. Like, we had such an amazing time in that room. We was literally up till like 4 a.m. singing Cheetah Girls.
Cheetah Girls.
I got on Instagram. I said, wait a minute, not the karaoke.
Yes, the karaoke moment was very beautiful.
Yes.
I just loved it. That
great.
Just made me want to cry. I just loved it.
It was great.
I loved being a part of it. I definitely was talking about it for a very long time. I said everybody was beautiful. Everybody was
everybody was on theme.
It was great. So with all the things that we do, like on a day-to-day basis, how do we balance like prioritizing friendships?
So I feel like it's possibly just a little bit easier for me because I don't feel like I do enough. Or I don't feel like enough. I feel like I feel like I do enough, but I feel like I could definitely do more. And with that being said, like I have so much more time for friends and just checking up on them. Like I'm always checking in on my friends, just even if I haven't heard from them or spoken to them in the past couple of weeks or whatever. Like I'm always checking up on them, making sure that they're okay. Like I feel like now we're in a different stage in our lives to where like the time with our friends has decreased, but we still know that that love is there.
Absolutely.
You know, and I feel like knowing that that love is there, knowing that connection is still there, you'll find time.
Yeah,
you'll find time to check in with them, even if it's been weeks. You know, like when I tell you, me and Leah used to talk every day. Leah's my best friend. Shout out to Leah.
Yes,
we used to talk every single day, just about absolutely nothing. And now it's like we'll go like a week or two from talking to each other, but at the end of the day, like I know that's still my girl. I know that that connection is always going to be there because that's my best friend. You know, so I feel like we're going to always find time to check in on friendships, regardless of if it's we're being too busy or if like we have this going on. And I think that that's the beauty with friendships. Like they know, like your deepest friends, your closest friends, they know that you have a lot going on. And if it's a really close friend of yours, then they'll be understanding of that.
Don't take it
they'll give you grace when it comes to reaching out and just not being there because at the end of the day, like they can reach out as well. You know?
Absolutely. I would say for me, being like a super busy person, I try to make sure I show up for my friends when they need me. It's just priority. Like, it's your birthday, you're having an event, it's something about you, I'm not going to miss it for the world. Like,
for sure.
We're about to go to Cabo, and it's my cousin, but it's also like my best friend, Taylor. Them flights was expensive, but baby, one thing I told her, if it was $5,000, $10,000, $20,000,
I'm gonna be there.
You want to do, I'm gonna be there because I'm real big on showing up, especially when it's important. And then the in betweens, I'm gonna try to make it. But if I can't, like but when it's important, baby, I'm gonna move stuff around.
We're not gonna miss a birthday.
I'm never missing a birthday.
I'm so glad y'all said
I'm not missing a birthday. I'm not missing none of that because that's just important. And also like giving when your friends show up for you, like it's not even a thought. Like I don't even purposely do it. It's just like, oh, this is what we doing. You want to go like swim in a boat in a lake or whatever? Cool.
Let's
like
go
I'm
do
really
it.
scared of water, even though I'm not. But like, babes, I'm gonna do it. And that's just how I am with friends. And then also, I'm real intentional on when, and I guess you could say this when I turn 30, but even a little bit before, like. When somebody's name pops up in my head, I'm going to take
out. For sure.
I'm so big on that because I have seen so many instances where God will put someone in my mind and I haven't reached out. And not saying anything bad happened, but something good happened or something. And I'm just like, dang, I just thought about them. So like today I text my friend Lauren and I was just like, she's a flight attendant. I don't see her all the time. Don't talk to her all the time. But I'll say, I miss you. And then she was just like, oh my God, I miss you too. Like, let's link. And that's just kind of how I get started because I'm just like, or I'll be like, I'm checking on you. Are you okay? Like, what's going on? Because I feel like God always puts it in my head when it's time for me to check on my friends. And I just try to make sure to use those signs to reach out. Like through my busy schedule, if I thought about them in that moment, side note, even one of my coworker friends, I randomly had thought about her and don't work with her close anymore. And she's older. I have a lot of older go-to-work friends, but I texted her and I said, hey, just letting you know, I thought about you. Hope all is well. And she said, y'all, no lie. She said to me, God told you to reach out to me because today is my mom's first heavenly birthday.
Oh, wow.
I had no idea. I'm not her friend on social media or anything like that. I don't know her mom's birthday. I don't know her mom.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, because I sent like a heartfelt message like, I love you, hope all is well. And then she said that, and I was just like, see, this is why I listen when God's put somebody's name in my heart, because it's like, there's a reason. Yeah. And she just, that made her day. Yeah. And I just love that. So, yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I think, well, first of all, one of the things that I do, because most of my friends are long distance.
Yeah.
A lot of them are either in Chicago or they're in their hometown, because, you know, a lot of the people that I'm close to, I met in college. And then we all kind of went back to like our hometowns, or we went on about our business. And about a month or two ago, I saw this reel of this woman like suggesting that we do collaborative albums. So like how we have that collaborative album. I was like, I like this idea, because it kind of also takes the pressure off of like, I can't talk right now. Having to, like,
but this is what I'm doing
for us to talk. So I'm gonna like make this video and upload it, and you can get to it when you can. And you can comment and stuff like that.
I love that.
And then like, so I've been doing that
like
with some of my friends.
Social media.
It's like a personal social media.
Yeah. I was so grateful to like have stumbled upon the video, and I'm like, I sent it to a few of my friends. Like, we need to do this.
I love that idea.
For two reasons. One, because we're long distance, and two, because a lot of times when we get into relationships, like, we kind of just deprioritize our friendships. And so when I got into mine, it made me want to be even more intentional than I was before.
I don't want to be like that.
I don't want to make, you know, I want to make sure that I'm still making time for you, and I want to make sure that we're still like doing check-ins and updating on our lives and stuff like that. So like, I have a job, I do this, I do that, and I get on the phone, and I'm here and there. So, but I want to make sure that like when I sit down, I can like catch up on what you got going on, versus like getting on TikTok or scrolling anywhere and just like, okay, I'll respond whenever I need to. But it's just kind of takes the pressure off of like,
I like that,
feeling bad when I can't. Like, I can't talk right now. I'll call you back. We'll get to it when we get to it. But it's been easier to do it that way. So that's definitely one of my ways of like,
I like that,
balancing what I do. I think they like it too. Like, it's been working really well.
Like, I know exactly where my girl at.
No, for sure.
For sure.
That's my social media.
Right.
The Maps app, I have.
Girl, let's go. It's time to go.
All of my friends' location, babes.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to check in to see where you at, what you doing here?
Yeah.
I literally just text Leah the other day, like,
where are you?
You here?
Kiera.
No, I'm not there.
You and Taylor.
I think that my friends check my location more than I do.
I don't check locations.
I don't check location unless I'm about. Okay, first of all, I also am not like a heavy FaceTimer. Like, I don't know what it is. I get overstimulated in my social battery. I think because when I'm in social settings, I be like fist pumping. I be fist pumping through the night. So when
you be drained.
I be drained. Like, and sometimes I just can't do the phone.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Like an extroverted introvert.
Exactly. So I have to find like a happy medium in that. And so when we do get to talk, I'll go weeks. And then when we do talk with my friends, like, it may be like 2 or 3 hours. And then they'll be like, okay, I won't hear from you again for another 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
And that's okay, especially at our age.
Yeah.
Ain't no telling. If I told you a couple plans.
Yeah, for sure. And I also realize, like, I'm leaning into being more graceful these days too, because we are in the phase of like, people are trying to get their families in order, their households. People trying to get their men. They trying to lock it in, like, you know, where I might like be like, you know, they didn't got in a relationship. I don't hear from them no more. But then I'm like, they trying to get their future together. You know, they trying to get their household together. So I have to understand everybody arrives at like their balance and their managing of all of those things at their own pace.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel like it is important to still like keep your sisters, keep your friends close, because
so much.
When them men,
say it closer to the mic.
When the men
get the mini.
PMO.
No, I
I
definitely
gotta forget all
that.
3 of them.
Look,
Immediately look at every one of them.
It's like, who you gonna turn to?
right. And don't try to hit her up now. You
I-
ain't hit her
I-
up in a couple years because that man was doing you right and now he doing
And
you
I'm
wrong.
real petty. I'll be like, who this? Who this
Right.
for?
But who the fuck?
I ain't heard from you and I'm real.
I'm
I'll
stupid.
forget you real quick. Like, don't
Yeah.
make me forget you now.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
You got to send a little, like you said, I just thought about you. I need to be romanced in all friendships and relationships.
No, I feel
know
like that's so
right.
important.
Oh my God.
I'll be like, how was your week, babe? She was like, it's better now that I'm talking to you. Like,
No,
You
sure.
guys are my girlfriends.
No, for
like
sure.
I use that word very strongly. Girlfriends
Yeah.
for sure, babes. Like
I was watching Keke Palmer. She interviewed Cash Doll, and they was talking about like men being nonchalant or whatever, and they was saying they don't want a man to nonchalant them, but also they friends. Like they was like chalant me.
Chalant
And ever since then, I was like chalant me. In every relationship,
So
you
funny.
better chalant. Don't nonchalant. I need you to chalant.
Chalant.
I want to slap you
I
on
need
a
all the
t-shirt like
chalant.
these.
Chalant.
Chalant.
Yes, all the shirts.
Chalant me.
Please.
chalant me.
Chalant
Period.
me. I need
Chalant
all
me.
the feels.
In
For
all
sure.
the
I need
relationships.
all the emotions.
The work relationships too. My
honey.
job, my manager, chalant me.
No, for sure.
Give me that
That's
promo.
how you know the
You know
relationship
what?
is real.
At work, they be chalanting me, but where's the funds? We'll get into
That's
that
what I'm
later.
saying.
That's
it
another
gotta come with
episode.
that. If it don't come with that,
In the workspace.
you can nonchalant me then.
But everywhere else,
With the money, babes, let's talk about it.
I don't need all them accolades. I know I'm good. at what I
Right.
do.
Put it in. Put it on.
Put it in the
funds. Pop.
Send a fund.
Send the motherfucking funds.
Okay. Let's get into the deep stuff.
Oh,
Oh,
Lord.
brother.
No, brother. Oh,
The
sister.
grief. The grief. This is the bad. You know, we can't always talk about the good.
That's true.
The romance and the,
Oh,
the
that's true. You better get us together.
The galentines. Sometimes things come to an end. Sometimes the curtains, they gotta close. The grief of ending friendships that did not make it through the change of life, growth of life with you. I want to hear from the congregation.
Come on, Kong.
And I will not go first.
Oh.
Sometimes the curtains. Well, I don't want to say that word, right?
Yeah.
Brought to you by Buzzball. Sometimes the curtains have to close.
Yeah.
And talk a little bit about like what that feels like, but also like how do you go through the motions of that? Like how do you get through that?
Yeah. I think for me, because I just recently dealt with 2 instances like that. And I think that for me, so like I said earlier, like I take friendships very seriously when it comes to my girlfriends. Like I love them down. I'm going to show up for them all the time. And I think that grieving a friendship is hard. Especially when it's someone that you put in so much time, so much love, so much care into. And especially if it's not sudden, like it wasn't something where you felt like the friendship was just going downhill or like
Yeah.
you felt like, oh, okay, like I can't do this friendship anymore.
Yeah.
I think that those types is like the hardest to deal with because it wasn't expected. But I think there is the beauty about all of this is that there's still always going to be love there. Like if there was true friendship, there's still going to always be love there.
Absolutely.
And you can always give people grace.
Yeah.
You know, regardless of what the scenario is, regardless of how it ended, you can always give people grace and love. And I think that at the stage that I'm at now, like, though I'm grieving friendships, I think that I have so much faith in what God is providing to me. And the people that want to be a part of my life, those are the people that I clearly need to pour into, you know? And I think that if it's a scenario where you've tried and you put in time and you know that you've done good on your part, the only thing that you can do is just let it be,
Yeah.
you know, and process it and be present with yourself and be present for the people that want to be a part of your life.
Yeah.
You know, because those are the most important parts of people.
Yeah.
The people that want to be a part.
Absolutely. I probably won't speak on like the most recent friend loss because I will probably start crying on this camera, and I don't think I want to. But I will say, I think a couple years previous to that, I did have a close friend. Me and her, it was a phase of, okay, we're kind of growing apart, but also I feel like you kind of realize people's character.
Yeah.
And because we were friends in high school and all this other stuff, as I got older, like certain things bothered me.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized it wasn't good for me because it wasn't good for my mental health. It became stressful to be friends with this person. And I don't think that's a good thing. Like, we obviously don't want to be in a relationship with a man that we do it, which is sad.
Yeah.
We can tolerate sometimes more with a man, which is not good. It's not good. We could
talk
tolerate
about it
a lot more with a man, but
talk about
I will say that's someone that was in long-term relationship and have had long-term friends. I don't know why the expectations for friends is like more. I don't know if it's just because like I haven't been a wife. I feel like I would look at my husband's totally different, but it's like I realized her character. She wasn't a bad person, still isn't a bad person, but our assignments did not align.
Yeah.
And I realized that it just wasn't good for me mentally. And again, she wasn't a bad person, but it was just some things that bothered me. And I'm real big on intention. And so if your intent, like, you don't mean me no well, like if that's a sentence, like an actual grammatical sentence, if you don't mean me well at all, like, I don't really need you in my life. If you're not rooting for me, because I'm always gonna root for you. So if you're not rooting for me, if you're not supporting me, or if you have underlining feelings that I don't know about, like, I'm real big on, I have the biggest discernment ever, like, with men and women. But like, it's like, I can tell when people are like, oh, they didn't say this, or how do you know they mean this? No, I know exactly how they feel, and they don't have to say it. It's just how they're moving. And I can read that I can read people very well. And so being able to see, like, you wasn't really like rooting for me, you just wanted to keep me close to be in the know. And I don't like that. Like, so I started shifting, acting different too, but not in a negative way. It was more so I started to break up with friends in phases. So it's like you kind of step back a little bit. I may not tell y'all my business. How you and such and such? Oh, we're great. Babes, we probably going through hell in the corner, but you're not going to know because the trust has been lost. And I don't feel as comfortable. And that's so important in friendships. Like, I feel like I should be able to just pour out whatever I want to. I feel comfortable to pour out to you. And I went through that. And honestly, at first I was sad, but then over time I realized that was one of the best decisions I ever made. And it's not like me and her aren't, oh, I hate you, bye. It's just like, you know, you can stand 10 feet over there, I'll stand 10 feet over there, but I hope you good. And, you know, I still love you, like you said, like, the love is always going to be there, but we just not going to be in that space. It's just, that's just not that. So.
I think it's so important to also just kind of note that, like, going through times like that, like, people can go through that when it comes to a friend and also be dealing with other things personally, you know, and that could also affect that.
How they show up.
How they show up, how you react in that type of situation when, like, that friendship is over. Like, there's a lot that plays into how, like, you grieve when it comes to friendships or how friendships end. But I think that the beauty in all of it is that regardless of all of that, love is always going to be there. Grace is always going to be there. Like, it's never going to be, like, I think it'll never be, like, I'm the type of person I'll be like, I'll never say never, you know, because you never really know. That's why I say grace is always going to be there. Love is always going to be there, because at the end of the day, if it was that type of friend, if that was that type of friendship, like, that love will never be gone.
Yeah.
That's good. Cause like I'm big on character. Like if you do something, like, all right, girl, you know, don't do that again. I don't like that. But I know your character. I know your heart. I know what you mean. I know that whatever, you're not doing anything out of malicious intent.
Yeah.
I know the bitches that do stuff out of malicious intent.
Yeah.
And that is the difference for me. Because, like, I could forgive a friend. You could do something. I'll forgive you. Girl, you know, whatever. That, it's not going to make me not talk to you no more. It's just like, girl, don't do this. But I, like you said, grace. Like, I give a lot of grace. But, again, if it's not malicious, if you know your friend's character, like you genuinely know their character, like I'm not gonna give up on you. I don't expect you to give up on me, because sometimes we have shortcomings as friends.
Yeah,
I may not show. This year might not be my year to be the bestest friend.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean I love you.
But you don't give up.
Yeah, you don't give up.
Like you don't give up.
Yeah,
fully give up like at all. So it's just knowing their character, and that's super important to me.
Yeah. I feel like when it comes to friendships, even more so than relationships, they've taught me a lot about life.
Yeah.
And just like how it's okay to grow apart from people.
Yeah.
Especially as a woman, I think I haven't had children yet. I haven't gotten married. But transitions like that in life, when I look at like some of my friends and I say, you know, we may go through things as women, and we may lean on other women that we feel like may resonate with what we're going through at the time.
Yeah.
Not taking things personal has been like a very big theme for me. Because I'm a very sensitive person. So to me, I'd be like, oh, well, they should have known better. Like, even though I'm always willing to communicate, I always used to have this thing like, well, they should know. I shouldn't have to like speak on every little thing.
Yeah.
They should know me.
Exactly. But as I've gotten older, I've just realized, like, even when I'm going through things, I may lean on somebody who, not even like a yes man. Some people have their yes man. Like, they're going through something and they want somebody to like make them feel better about their situation versus meeting accountability. If you happen to be a blunt girl like myself, and me, I can be very confrontational.
We was just talking about
I don't like to tell a lie. You know, I don't like to sometimes, and it, like we said earlier, it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. And that's another thing that I've grown to learn, that everybody is just not willing to like have those hard conversations.
Yeah.
But I believe on the other side of those hard conversations is like a different, like I said about me and my friend, is a different portal. Like, if you are going to grow through with certain people, like, you have to unlock certain levels of your friendship. And some people, you just stay at a certain level.
Yeah.
Like, it may just remain surface level. I don't trust this person. As far as I can throw them, I can't throw them nowhere. So I don't trust them at all. So we won't go too far. And that's another thing. Like, I used to like get real deep with everybody. Like, I'm an open book. So like, I don't have anything to hide. You shouldn't have anything to hide. We can get as close as you want to get. And then I, kept living. I got wiser. And I'm like, you got to learn the difference between your associates and like who is like you going to be locked in with, like who you can call. And even though I'm not at those phases yet, I'm married now. Like, who can I call when I need to have a mature conversation? Like, that might just be my sister. Like, that might just be, X, Y, and Z, because this person may not be able to give me mature advice.
Right.
But if I want to go out, they may be good for that. So that's definitely something that I've learned of, like, you don't have to take every person that you meet, every friendship, like, it's okay to categorize people.
It is.
Sometimes you might hurt your own feelings trying to like
absolutely
see more. And that's the same in relationships too. Like, you see more in somebody than they see for themselves.
Yeah.
Like, everybody not trying to be locked in with you like that. And that's okay. But you have to meet people where they are.
Yeah.
And as like, it's so much easier for men. Like, I won't even say that it's like envy.
And you want to get on the game?
What about that game last night?
Y'all just argue.
They have their little things that they can like they can come together and talk about, versus like us. we get just so much deeper.
I think
If
because
I don't watch like Real Housewives, then we can't talk. But I can talk to you because you have like similar things with me. Like it's different.
I think it's also like kind of ties into our expectations.
Yeah.
Like we have so much expectations, not on just ourselves or life, but people.
Yeah.
So like our friendships, like we put them at a standard when you become our friend.
Yeah.
And I expect you to
Expectations,
to hold up to that expectation of what I have, you know, for a friend, you know?
Hold your cup up, Kiera.
Pour
into the cup.
I'm giving more than empty though, I promise.
And so I can pour mine on your friend.
See, like you empty, girl. Let me look out.
Right.
Thanks, girl.
Exactly. But I think that kind of just ties into the expectations. I feel like that's the reason why, as women, we hold friendship so dearly. You know, like it's love for us.
Yeah.
Because we put an expectation on it.
Serious.
Like it's
Brick
that
by brick.
serious, babes. Like you gotta get jumped out to get out of this.
Hey, that's what I tell my friends. Anybody else go?
Bro.
Babes,
Bitch,
what?
I'm
You get
fighting.
jumped out.
Literally. Because I done shared my everything.
About my feelings.
Yes.
Okay.
And then that trust, like trust and expectation is extreme. Like we get so vulnerable with our friends.
Yeah.
Like there's so much that you feel so open to exploring with your friends. And when we explore that with them, we hold them near and dear. Like,
Yeah.
I'll put you up there.
like you're up there, babes.
Yeah, I got tears. I got
Yeah.
tears of friends.
Yeah.
I have this, because again, it goes back to expectations, which I feel like we repeated throughout this segment, is like expectations. My tier 1 friends, those my besties, those my, my day ones. The middle, okay, I talk to you on a consistent basis, and we're close, and you know some stuff, but you don't know everything. Like tier 1. Tier 3, baby, we go out, we have a time. I'm gonna show up for you, you're gonna show up for me. I love you.
Yeah.
But we ain't going that deep. But I still love you. Like,
the love is always there.
And the category, different categories of associates versus friends, like just knowing the difference. Because if you don't know the difference, you're gonna be expecting friendship stuff from associate stuff. No, you gotta be able to like have the separation of expectations, but you still love them all.
Yeah.
But yeah, like friendships are literally like legit relationships.
It is.
Like,
you guys are my girlfriends.
Yes. It's like,
Are you kidding me?
y'all, let me tell y'all an embarrassing thing. Kiera made us do at homecoming.
Oh my God.
This last one, because I heard about this last one.
Oh my God.
She
Wilding out.
was like, we love each other. We was just like having a moment. And Kiera was like, we need to spill on our hand and shake our hands if we really love it. Yeah, she's disgusting, y'all.
Not a blood sacrifice.
Babes, we locked in. Like I said, you gotta get jumped out.
It was me, Leah, and Kiera.
And y'all did it.
And I wanted to throw up after, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna do this for my
Was it them
friend.
edibles?
It probably was. Yeah, we're gonna leave that for another time.
Yeah, we gonna leave that there.
But yeah, it was,
Okay, I'll be at the next home.
I know that's all right. I done did some stuff with my friends, but it's just,
Sometimes you gotta take it there.
you
though.
gotta take it there. Let me see what you want.
Yeah.
Let me see what you really
You
want.
locked in for real?
Yeah, you locked in.
You locked in for real?
Or is you
wanna
playing
go.
Or is you playing with me?
Yeah.
You gonna drop when I tell you how I feel, or is you playing with me?
Right. No. Babes. And I'm like you too when it's like confrontation. I like confrontation, but it's like I'm open to confrontation because I like the tough conversations. I like the moments because that means you're real. Like it's a
That's how you
real
get
thing
through
versus
it.
we can act like it's like you said, cupcakes and rainbows earlier, but like it's not always like that. Like be real with me, and I'm very accepting to feedback. Like, girl, you was too emotional when I said this. I did not like how you said this or whatever. Like, I'm sorry, and we need to normalize. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like,
for
I'm
sure.
sorry. Don't take that as, oh, she acted funny now because she called me out. No, she told you. Just like at work, you get feedback. You get these APR reviews and these mid-year talent reviews. And, if you about to, get a promotion or merit raise or whatever, like, you have to be able to accept feedback.
Nobody is above getting checked.
Nope.
No, for sure.
I like that too, though, but for real.
No, yeah.
And I like it real raw and uncut.
Okay.
Raw and uncut. Like, don't, as long as you don't disrespect me or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, I didn't like, no. But be real with me. Like, girl, you said this hurt my feelings. It made me feel some type of way. I probably didn't argue with most of my friends, but it ain't been like no argument. Like, it's been like, girl, I don't care. And anyway, the next day, girl, what you doing? What you about to eat?
Yeah.
It's just, I just know, again, I'm big on character. I know your character. I know you ain't mean me no wrong, so I'm not taking it personal.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I play devil's advocate because I'm not a confrontational person.
You're very devil's advocate.
I will say though, I'm really big on telling somebody how I feel, and I feel like that kind of played a part in what we talked about in our very first episode. How I felt like that's something that I'm leaving in my 20s, people pleasing, and I feel like that's one thing that kind of goes hand in hand with that. Like, for me to not people please, I have to be honest about how I feel.
Yeah.
Because I'm not looking to make sure that you're good. Like, I'm looking to make sure I'm good.
Yeah.
So I think that I've gotten to a place now to where I'm not confrontational, but I'm definitely going to tell you how I feel, especially if it's warranted. Like, I feel like if you're trying and I'm trying, I'm going to be open with you about how I feel. How that conversation goes after that will tell me what type of friend you are.
If you're
know?
really my friend.
If you're really my friend.
Because
like,
if you
that's
start
how that's going to go.
After that and taking it personal, like, girl, you're not really my friend.
Exactly.
It's like, I'm just telling you, I didn't like when you did this. This made me feel this way. And like, if you start acting shady after or resisting or backing back fully, I didn't say that. I just said the way you said this, I didn't like it, so don't do it again. So don't change like everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Those conversations are definitely important, but when it's warranted. Like, you know when it's warranted. Like, you know when someone's showing up. You know when it's time to have those type of conversations. And you also know when you've done enough.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
I'm glad you said that, because I was definitely going to close with the fact that, like we said in the first episode, there's power in letting go.
For sure.
Absolutely.
And much like we say for a lot of other things, like, if it's meant to be, we'll always find our way back.
Always.
And kind of to the point that I was speaking on earlier about, like, women going through different things and phases of their life and leaning on specific, like, one day I might be able to resonate with what you're going through. So we might be able to connect. I might need to lean on you. Like, hey, I know it's been a while, you know, bite the bullet, put your pride aside, like, because the love is still there. So it should always be like an opportunity to, like, communicate. I always say, like, communication is healing.
Yeah, it is.
If we can't, like, talk about it, we can't do nothing.
We can't do nothing.
And it's
that's the same.
Like, very simple. Like, if you are scared to have a conversation, I don't know where we can go from here.
No, for sure.
It's just like that, and it's gonna be like that for.
No, for sure. I feel like that's the word right that's the beauty about all of it. Like, I feel like Lex is probably one of our friends where we've had back and forths, but we've also been very open about how we feel about certain things, and we apologize and we move forward. And at the end of the day, the next day, we like,
it's like it never happened.
Never happened.
Did Chase get off the bus?
Right.
What's
happening?
Did you get Chase off the bus?
Like, what's going on?
What we doing this weekend? You know?
Exactly. Just got to get it off. But it's definitely that tension that builds when you hold things in. So
for sure.
Gotta let it out. Gotta let it out. Gotta be honest with yourself.
Yeah. So I think it's our segment time for ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Okay, who's gonna do it?
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay. Let's see what Gia has to say today.
All right, so we have gotten to the segment where we ask Gia, which is ChatGPT. We asked her to give us a random question, and then we answer that random question. So, Gia, give me Big G, not the little one.
Big G.
I love her.
No, she's so great.
She's gonna be our next guest. I guess she technically
is. Like, she's a guest.
Once they include voice on that, it's crazy.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Okay. So the question is, if you could time travel to any year just for one day, when and where would you go and what would you do? Any year, just for one day.
You got yours?
No, go ahead.
I'll go. And I'm not going to say the year because I'm probably going to get it wrong. Maybe, I'm not going to say the year. I'm not a history buff. But I would go to the Soul Train recording.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And be in the Soul Train line.
Ooh.
I can see
you belong there for sure.
Like,
no booger sugar. Maya.
Girl,
I don't need none of that.
no booger sugar.
I'm gonna get down. I'm gonna cut a rug without all of that. Cause y'all know they was on it.
No,
Yeah,
for sure. Like, I would love to see that time. Like, I would love to see that time for sure.
But I think that's the first thing that came to mind. Like, I'm going on social.
That's hilarious. That that's the first thing. But I love that.
No, for sure.
Like thinking about it, like.
Yeah.
It's busting. What?
I think kind of going off of yours, like, I would have loved to be in the time of Freak Meat. Like,
yeah.
Like, they looked like they was going crazy, having a great time, even though it had
before Florida got a hold of it.
Before it had
Real
like its
ATL
negative impact, you know, it looked like they had such an amazing time. Black people getting together and literally like celebrating.
It was like a big ass homecoming.
Big homecoming, literally. But I wanted to say that just to kind of play off of yours. But if I was to go back to a year that I've already experienced, just to experience again, it would probably be 2012. 2012, when we graduated high school. That summer 2012 was crazy. Going into college, first year of college, nuts. Shout out to my boys. Shout out to my boys, my girls. Screaming. College was amazing. That first year was great. Absolutely amazing.
I feel like my maybe like sophomore, junior, freshman year was all right, but
of college.
Yeah, but the other years, blessing.
No, for sure.
Yeah, piggyback on both of y'all. If I had to go to something related to yours, it would be like the 106 in Park era. For sure, ski with Free.
Yeah,
AJ.
More specifically, yes.
And y'all remember that cartoon girl that used to dance? What was her name? She used to be on BET late at night. Probably shouldn't have been watching it.
Yeah.
Dang,
I was asleep, babe.
I think it started with a D, yeah. But it was before like Rap City. Because I think Rap City and stuff. Anyways,
I had a timer on my TV.
It'll be like
my mama put a timer on my TV, babes.
It'll be like that era. But thinking of you, same thing. 2012. I mean, the most probably unforgettable year
for sure. It was amazing.
Graduation year. I mean, I went through a lot, seen a lot, done a lot, and it felt like a true transition.
It was, yeah.
Like from being under my mom's wing to going into college. It was a great experience. And I went to a 2-year school before I went to West Georgia. I got my associate's degree first. And I went to South Georgia, 4 hours away. And some of them girls you saw at Galentine's was my friends. And I had that country ass school. But I had a time in that small school and I met some amazing women.
Yeah.
Like for sure. So yeah, I would say 2012 for that. And then era when it comes to like TV and stuff. 106 Park.
That's good.
That's a good one. So the quote that I gathered, I really liked it because I feel like it resonates with like all that we said about just getting through the hard parts of friendship and like showing appreciation for the growth and all of that. And the quote is by Toni Morrison. She is a friend of mine. She gathered me, man. The pieces I am, she gathered them and give them back to me in all the right order.
Ooh.
It's good, when you got a woman who is a friend of your mind.
I got goosebumps.
Good.
Yeah. I stay getting goosebumps. I love that.
That's good.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, because what is friendship without accountability?
Yes.
What is growth? What does it mean to really be a friend?
Yeah.
Through all phases of life.
A friend of your mind. I love that.
That one was like, oh yeah, that's it.
That's it.
So thank you for joining us. This was a very good conversation, and we will see you next time at The Good,
The Bad,
The 30.
I'm going to look at everyone's camera. How about that?
I know that's right. Even though it ain't going to see you if you do.
Need to say the whole thing over? Or just say, please make sure that you...
Yeah, probably just that part. It could probably just be added at the end, maybe.
What do you say? Make sure that you...
Kiera,
this one right there.
Make sure that you follow us. Oh.
That's your camera.
Make sure that you follow us, comment, subscribe, and share this on Instagram.
There we go.
Make sure that you follow us.
Make sure that you follow us.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Comment and subscribe.
And I'll see you guys next time.
Okay. Make sure that you. Okay. Let me say it and then we can do it. Make sure that you comment,
like, comment.
Make sure that you follow, like, comment, and subscribe.
I am screaming.
I'm not surprised. Okay.
Not
Dre.
It's okay. Accountability.
It's great.
Yeah. Make sure that you follow us, comment, like, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.